Welcome to the Sculpturefitness Flex and Facts podcast. I'm your host, Jose Martinez.
I'm Lucas Diaz.
And we're going to be discussing today something that the fitness industry has exploded in the fitness industry. In medicine, weight loss, recovery, anti-aging clinics, and social media. Peptides. All right, let's get to it. So some of the things you're going to be hearing when you hear peptides is stuff like, for example, BPC 157, TB 500, CJC 1295, Imparomoletorin, semaglutide, trizipatide, which also commonly known as, Mounjaro and Ozempic, GHKCU, and MOTSI, which is...
It's actually oral, so I don't even consider that one a peptide because peptides can't be taken orally because then once inside the digestive tract, they break it down and you can't actually be absorbed.
Yeah, and this is kind of what makes this whole peptide talk thing kind of annoying and interesting at the same time, because a lot of people are acting like this is kind of like a miracle process now that eventually it's going to make you into a superhuman and it's going to heal and cure all your problems. Like if you want to get muscle, peptide. You want to get better skin, peptide. You want to get better teeth, better hair, peptide. You want to lose weight, peptide. You want to recover from muscle gain, peptide. And unfortunately, that's not the way things work. And what we're going to be doing in Flex and Facts is discussing what is a fact and what is just a flex from the industry and marketing standpoint to kind of gain your interest and take your money. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one that we always hear about, the famous one. Ozempic.
You know.
So basically, yeah. So with Ozempic, for example, here we have a drug that basically kind of makes you sick in order for you to kind of lose weight. So that's how you lose your appetite.
It's overriding your physiology and basically telling. And it's also taking away the dopamine. I guess like when you eat food, you feel good, right? It's taking away that pleasure aspect. So one of the side effects that people are hearing about is depression, because they feel like that urge, whatever that good feeling they have.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right? It's like when you begin to try to override the human body's natural function, at what point do you become codependent and it's beneficial? So at what point do you become codependent and at what point does it become beneficial? So it's like one of those things where you have to really be clear. What is your objective? What is it that you really are trying to do? So that's when I kind of have a problem, because it's like, if it overwrites the natural functions of the body, which are more important, then what are you really losing? Plus the fact that these people in the medical field, I've always been annoyed by this, by the way, you guys are gonna hear about this. They've always addressed weight loss, not fat loss, right? Because fat is the lightest thing in our anatomy. It is the lightest thing in our anatomy. But yet that is the main emphasis that you hear is lose weight. So in that process, you're losing muscle, which is live tissue that keeps you going. You're losing, as a result of losing muscle, essentially you're gonna lose bone density.
Yep.
So everything that's solid in your body is gonna go down the wayside. Your neurological receptors, since they're gonna have less active tissue to work with, are also going to then suffer. So from a neurological standpoint, you're also being affected.
Yeah, so then you gotta risk, like, do the risk outweigh the good, right? So like for some cases, I feel like they could, like for example, if somebody's morbidly obese, they can't even walk anymore, you know what? The risk of going blind might be worth it if you can't move.
Facts.
You'll just be dead.
So that will be a fact. For example, like if you having a tough time moving, if you're having a tough time breathing, if you have a tough time because you have a cardiovascular condition, right? If you're having anything that's restricted based on the fact that you are overweight, then that should be an avenue for you to consider. But now the key question is like, which one of these is worse? Because at the end of the day, are you doing something in the process of taking this stuff to change your habits? The things that make you fat in the first place.
Are you fixing your behavior?
Yeah. Because if I'm just stopping you from eating, but I'm not teaching you how to eat, I'm not teaching you how to work out, what are we doing over here?
Yeah. And the second you're off the stuff, you're going right back to the same behavior.
You're back on it again. So it's like, it's a Band-Aid, but it's not a cure. Yeah. So I think that's kind of goes back to where, for me, I've been an advocate of health first, fitness second. But in this case, fitness overwrites the predominant precursors to get to health. So it's like if you need a certain amount of discipline to be able to sit there and count macros. True, it's a pain in the butt. No one likes it. I've been doing this for 30 years. I don't like it. No one does. But at the end of the day, it's a necessity, right? So it's like you need to know that if your body has a BMR that's only efficient by 2,600 calories, that if you go past those 2,600 calories and you're not exercising, you're going to gain fat. You're not going to gain weight. You're going to gain fat. And the reason why I keep trying to make the difference is because, again, fat and weight are two different things. Fat and weight are two different things, guys. And we need to make that clear because a lot of people keep getting kind of tossed out the wayside with this whole thing of weight. And that's why that's some of the flex that the industry has done to be able to get you to buy into a lot of this stuff. You'll be hearing about all the things that we also dealt with in fitness that are ridiculous when it comes to this whole weight and fat loss. It's two different subjects altogether. So I think inflammation, how to reduce inflammation. If they came up with something like that, I'll be down. I'm not gonna lie.
Or like just instant muscle.
That'll be fire. Like I will
We'd
definitely.
be out of the job, though.
I mean, right? You know what I'm saying? I will. Well, no, not really, because here's the thing. The beauty about muscle that is not consistent.
True.
No media in the human body is consistent. So you gain, and this is what a lot of people fall short. They think, I'm gonna just see a trainer for a few days, and I'm gonna train with Lucas or Jose for like 3 weeks, and once I get my goals, I'm gonna leave them because I know everything already. You don't. The key fact is you cannot see yourself in 3D. That's the first freaking thing most people throw down the wayside that they do not realize is what makes a good trainer from a bad trainer. The trainer's real job is to watch you in 3D in angles you cannot see yourself to make sure that your anatomy and ergonomics are fitting the exercise and the movement you're doing. That's the first thing. The second thing is muscle needs maintenance because the muscle that you have in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning when you get up, 2 hours later has put on a good pound or two of water. So that's not, even though it's the same filament of muscle, it's not the same muscle. It's not the same volume of muscle. And it has a different set of behavior. It's going to affect the way your blood pressure flows. It's going to affect the way your cardio response is. So all those things matter. So the fact that, people think that they're just going to gain muscle and not do anything to maintain it, bro, it's the most absurd crap there is.
Also, movement's a skill. So even if you have muscle, you know how to move it or use it, you're just going to create imbalances, injuries, all that.
Yeah, and then and with that goes the fact that you're now going to have neurological impairments, which are going to cause more activation in predominant muscles, and that's the muscle imbalance you were just talking about, that is going to lead to people going around the gym with bodies that don't make sense. I see it all the freaking time. I'll see guys that have huge shoulders. Huge. I mean huge, bro. It's like scary, bro. Like they don't even look like normal shoulders anymore. They look retarded. Yeah, they look like freaking have melons on each freaking shoulder. But yet, when you look at their movement, these guys were to throw a punch, bro, like they're going right here, bro. Like, they're literally going to extend.
They're stuck.
Yeah, because they have literally no kind of range of motion. They're not flexible. They don't bother stretching. Don't even think about getting them to stretch. I mean, that's just not going to happen. And again, all this stuff cannot be substituted by the topic we're talking about, which is peptides. Peptides. So yeah, man. And then what's the other one that we were talking about?
Fat loss. I guess the new trend is like recovery, right? So like the TB, what is it? The Hercules stack? Was it TB 500, the BP 157?
TB 500, yeah.
There's a lot of anecdote on it, like as people say, like it works on them, but there's no clinical trial. So like, even though they're taking it, it could be maybe your inflammation's down. Maybe the fact that you're not exercising is helping the cure, not the actual peptide. So yes, there's people that say it's good, but, and then also the dosage. How do we know how much we should dose somebody?
And that goes back to what I'm saying. Are you dosaging active tissue versus inactive tissue? Because again, if you're going by weight, and that's your unit of measurement, weight encompasses every aspect of your anatomy, including inflammation. So you're going to be servicing the inflammation too? You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then we already are starting with a false marker.
Yeah.
So again, there are multiple things that people need to educate themselves on as to their own anatomy, which is why they should seek professional help in order to take this stuff. And I think that's kind of what it falls short on, is that everybody keeps trying to, I don't know, work out shortcuts instead of just doing the work. And you know, but at the end of the day, you know, there's money in it. I mean, literally, we get offers. I get offers to put in peptides into the business every single month. And, you know, double your business by $20,000 more a month if you just include peptides. So yeah, it's tempting, but at the same time, are you going to be responsible for the fact that it's not FDA regulated right now? They're still working on a lot of research and trials, human trials at that. They're going to see if they can affect, you know, cell reproduction. For example, that's another one. You know, the IGF-1s, you know, all these drugs that are kind of working with the brain and dealing with neurological receptors. I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that at all. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like there's too many factors that can go wrong. That can, you know, once you're starting to trying to reproduce more cells, you can very easily go into reproduction of cancer. So then, when is it good? When is it bad?
How pure is it? How is it regulated?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The source.
Where's the source from? China?
Yeah.
Because I saw a video of some doctor sourcing them, and he took them to a lab, and almost every single one had lead in it. So
freaking lead.
And also, people don't know if they're allergic to this. So what if you have an allergic reaction on the contact site where you're injecting, and it can cause an infection? Well, there's other factors that people don't think about.
I honestly think
that's just not getting the result.
That's really the crazy part of that crap, is that honestly, people are so desperate. And I feel everyone's pain about this, man. I mean, after doing bodybuilding, after doing powerlifting, I've had several injuries in my life that have set me back to the point that I got to be honest. I've had people, you know, question, do I even own a gym? Oh, am I really fit? Yeah, guys, you're looking at 300 and something pounds of not just fat. You know, obviously, if that was the case, this dual XL would not fit me. Not a 1XL, sure as hell wouldn't fit me. And yet it does. It's not necessarily like that. But at the end of the day, I wish there was something that could just, you know, get rid of my inflammation right away, quick, and just clean cut dieting and working out. Because the workout that I normally used to do, it'll be 2 to 3 hours, 47 years old. I'm not gonna one, I don't have the time, and two, I'm not gonna sit there at a gym that's crowded as hell with a bunch of people that now do this in front of machines and just text message to, you know, waste 2 to 3 hours of my time that I could be putting into my business. I'll do what I can to maintain my health, maintain my shape, and move on. But the fact is, it would be nice if there's something that can speed up my recovery. I mean, hell, you're 32 now,
yeah.
Luke? How's your workout thing going? Is it like, do you have your energy all the time?
Nah, I get sore as hell. Body's aching.
You know what I mean? And that's what comes with it, man. It's that we are human, and I think the best advice that anybody in the health industry should be able to give somebody is try to focus on being the better version of you by mastering all the things that cripple you in behavior. So, man, look, if you're having 2 cookies a night, try to have 1, you know? Going on the weekend, having 3 drinks, have 1. You know? Doesn't mean you got to stop living, just moderate, you know? So.
Back to that, what was it? You said the GLP-1?
No, the IGF-1.
IGF-1. There's actual data that shows that it prevents mTOR release, so it's anti-anabolic. So one thing you think you're gonna build muscle, it's actually hindering your muscle recovery and process.
You see, and
it's too new.
This is what I'm saying, is that I think that, you know, we're gonna populate the definition of peptides and also definition of hormones, because I think people need to know. You'll see it on the top of it while we're talking, and for those of you that are joining in, you're going to be able to see exactly what we're discussing and why is it that we're discussing it. Because honestly, there's just too many trends I've seen in fitness. I mean, I've been in this, since Lucas was 1, and literally,
I was there.
I keep telling people, like, I've seen so many things, which is what inspired me to start this podcast, to show people that they have been just pulled on. They have been strong-armed into society, hence why I call it flex. Because it's like you're literally are just saying, man, we're so marketable. We're going to show you a fact, and we're going to give you a problem and then sell you the solution. And it's always like that. So now I become at least myself a bit skeptical is it really for our benefit? You know what I'm saying?
No, I think the marketing rush came out of nowhere because the FDA is actually legalizing some of these peptides so people can sell legally, and it's no longer just black market. And so they're taking advantage while it's going through that process. They're pumping out those ads, making everyone want to do it. I'm sure there's social media people getting paid to talk about it and say they take it, or just try it. They get paid to try it, and they're taking everything else anyway. So they don't have to tell you what else they're taking.
And see, and that to me is the dishonesty part, right?
Yeah.
Because now you got to ask yourself, like, are we really gonna do this for the better of mankind? You know, are we really gonna do this because we're trying to help each other be better, or find ways of being optimized, you're gonna hear the word optimal in the next couple of years a lot, because everybody's subsidizing everything through either ChatGPT or any type of social media or artificial intelligence outputs that's out there, and they're trying to subsidize true human capability. And what they don't realize is, in fitness, we know this, right? If a person tries to create a new method for a workout, essentially the workout becomes so comfortable that it takes away the benefits of the initial intent of the workout that was created for. Yeah. So people start beginning to do, to throw something out there, the shoulder press. And people will see, is it okay if I do it sitting down? Is it the same as standing up? Well, chances are the objective of an overhead press is to lift something from the ground over your head, because you have to carry it. That was the initial intent from our hunter and gathering past. So now you went ahead and said, I'm going to do that sitting down. What do you think you're going to do to the natural ergonomics of that body that initially wanted to use the legs, wanted to use the core in order to do it? You're going to create a lopsided effect of muscle enhancement that is not necessarily going to match in overall usage. So one day you're going to go use it when a friend asks you to help them move a couch or something, and you're not going to be able to perform it. Although you look jacked, you have jacked shoulders, you're not going to be able to perform it. Why? Because you don't have that chair to support you at that moment. So the same thing is when it comes to a lot of these supplements, man. It's like, I think that the constant need of supplementation versus trying to focus on ways of creating better discipline, I think is the problem. I think that's where the problem is.
It all goes around the same root problem, right? What bodybuilding teaches you and working out is delayed gratification, right? Live for tomorrow. And then everything that these peptides and the way they market is just instant gratification, just like everything in society today. Yeah. Everything's instant gratification. Yeah. So you're not learning the behavior and how to be a winner in life, which is delayed gratification.
But and the funny thing is that that's what you learn. You learn in failure. I've never wanted to open up my own business until I saw myself doing engineering contract after engineering contract, making a lot of money, and not necessarily feeling fulfilled. And then having to rely that when I was in an engineering contract, I was stuck to a 40-hour desk job designing so that someone else can get the credit. So did I really want to do that? No, not really. So I wanted to have something that it was, talk about immediate gratification, but it took a lot of work and effort to make it to that point where now I'm no longer just relying on Jose's ability, right? I'm helping other people do the same and get to it. And I think that that's kind of where everybody misses the boat. We can talk about any single tool that's out there to make things better or easier, but are they really making us better? If there was a pill, now here's a good one. If there was a pill that will induce discipline, bro, I'll buy that shit right now. I'll buy that. I'll buy it right now. You understand? I'll be the biggest customer in the universe, man. You understand? I'll buy buckets of that stuff. Yeah. But there isn't, because the fact is you cannot get discipline unless you truly are a person that severely looks for adversity to persevere. If you're not that type of person that you the same thing when you're lifting weights, you're pushing yourself to really feel that muscle, to feel it bursting inside of you with blood and oxygen, and just really seek that break, that burn.
Reach failure.
Exactly. I mean, how many people will get good muscles unless they feel that? So they think, I did 10 reps. They're not sore. They didn't reach maximum output, but they want to say that they worked out. It's just an emotional pat on the back, you know, to make you feel like you did something.
Yeah.
And then they want maximum change and effort from it, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think honestly, my thing is when it comes to peptides, I honestly, in any of these,
Like, do the good outweigh the bad?
right?
Is it necessary? And how much do you know about it? Like, I guess the weight loss ones have a lot more study, more FDA approval,
Yeah.
whereas the other ones are a lot in the gray.
Well, tirzepatide, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, the whole thing with tirzepatide, you know, we talked about Ozempic, but with tirzepatide, you know, people know it as Mounjaro. I'm not gonna lie, the stuff that I heard and so far has been proven is pretty, you know, is pretty enticing. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of those that seem very promising, but yet again, what about if people are trying to have kids? How does it affect the reproductive system? We don't know that. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't have data to prove how does it affect somebody who is, let's say, pre-Alzheimer's or premenopause. Premenopausal women. You know, you're talking about a chemical plant of hormones. Yeah. Premenopausal woman,
is it
bro.
Self-administered?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If it is, it is self-administered. They'll just give you the dosage and then you put it on yourself. The same thing with Ozempic.
Oh, well.
So,
what if you mess up?
that's the other one. It's like, okay, so, you know, the main patent, and that part I have looked into, when it comes to like the Ozempic and the Mounjaro, is the pen. That pen is where that's, because you can have the compound made at
any
lab, yeah. So the main thing is that freaking pen. So they made the pen specifically so that you really can't mess up.
So the dose already comes in the pen?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it's like literally they separate each dose per pen. Yeah.
That's why they're paying $1,000 a month.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so people don't realize it's that freaking pen. The pen is what has that utility patent, which is insane, and has a utility and design patent. So they really cover their butt on that. But let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie. From what I've seen, it's effective because But my only question is because my wife is in the medical field, and we talked about this all the time. It's like, can they really get to the subcutaneous fat layer, because it's supposed to be subcutaneous, like only like in the little fat area there, and then like you're supposed to pinch your fat and like put it in the fat, right? That's just pretty freaking interesting. I mean, so it's like, if you really think about that, is it really something that anybody can do? Can anybody really just grab their pinch of and know what the subcutaneous layer is? You know, how much of it is skin?
Yeah.
And how potent is it going to be on somebody that, let's say, has 3 to 4 to 5 layers of subcutaneous fat, and then have another reserve of about 3 to 4 layers, and then have their skin on top of it, which already has been thickened by the fat. You see what I'm trying to tell you? It's like, now, how do you gauge that needle from really penetrating through? So it's things like that I'm still questioning with that mechanism. But that in majority of the cases,
I've seen it regulates the blood sugar as well. It's good for diabetes.
Yeah, now there's a lot of things with that. The whole blind stuff, though, I don't know about that. Like, I wouldn't trade my vision. Like, you know.
I heard that's in the dosing too, which is also in the air. So.
Oh yeah.
If I were to try that, I would want a doctor to do it. I don't know. It's just me. I'd be too afraid. Every other drug you gotta go see a doctor.
The reason why I never shoot steroids. I hate needles. Is one of the main reasons, besides the fact that I was born with a heart issue, that I never use steroids, is because I'm a punk when it comes to needles. You put a gun in my face, I have no problem. Put a needle, I have an issue. I do not like needles. I don't like, it's just weird to me. And hormones, man, hormones are just, that's another one. I don't think people realize when you put a hormone in your body, that's not like, dude, you could be a crack addict and recover from being a crack addict. Once you put a hormone, that's permanent. That's just like, it's like whatever change is doing, it's done. Yeah. Like that. I don't know, man. I don't know if I like something that permanent in me, bro. Like, you know, so I don't know. It's all been questionable. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. I think that, again, for me, when it comes to this particular subject, I think it's more of a 50-50 outcome, right? So I'm gonna say 50% flex, 50% fact. 50% flex in the sense that it is being used for marketing. It is being used to kind of sell and get people hyped up about things that they might not necessarily need. That is okay if they use it in a short term when they are relatively already in good shape, but not necessarily when you're completely dependent already because you have other medical issues. I don't think we're ready for that. So that's the fact part that I think that we need to address. I don't think that.
And also the other fact is I guess quality control. It's not there yet.
It's just not. It's just
We're
not.
guessing. Just like the retatrutide, right? That everyone's talking about. Everyone's taking Chinese version because the FDA hasn't approved it from Lilly. So Lilly's not selling Reta. So who's selling it?
That chick is getting rich right now, Lily.
Damn, Lilly.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's
out Lily.
Yeah, bro. Like, yo, Lily,
Hook
you want to
us up.
sponsor us, bro? Let us know,
I'll take some.
man. Whatever, man. You know what I mean? We'll definitely get this going, Lily. I mean, if you want to be a sponsor, we will promote you.
We will take you, Lily.
We will, Lily. I mean, you know, I'm just saying. But no, but in all seriousness, I mean, it's true though. It's like, it's just, man, it's such a gray area, man. Like, I hate gray. So anyone that knows me knows how much I hate gray. I like black and white.
I thought you were wearing gray right now.
Well, right now, you're right. That's kind of deceiving. You're right. But I have the black right there. You see what I'm saying? And then you're white. So I don't even know how that relates, but whatever. So the fact is, it's kind of like that though, guys. It's I don't know, dog. I don't know. I don't know if I would literally take it upon myself to say I like this idea of depending for almost every change that we need to be fit on peptides. You know, so that's where I'm at.
I give it 3 years until I'd even question it.
Yeah,
Let the guinea pigs try first.
I agree, man. I mean, to be honest, look, one of my backgrounds was with the FDA was as a mechanical designer. I designed NSFs, right? So that stands for the new sterile facility. This is what the facility needed in order for a drug to be created, right? And I can tell you guys, an NSF takes a while to build, and it takes a team of engineers to build it for the particular drug that is going to be created in it, and it cannot be reused because it will stop being a new sterile facility if you did, right? So one of the interesting facts about that is that in reality, when you build an NSF, the main thing you're trying to regulate is QA. You're constantly checking the QA. I mean, we designed an HVAC system for any type of drug where one complex part of it, one division, one part of the building will be holding a 1,000 particle area. The other one will be set to only hold 500 particle, a 500 particle area, a 200 particle. I mean, we're talking like very small areas of infiltration or any type of like molecular changes can happen, right? And even with that, you still have things that you have to go back once a drug is created to do QA. Man, it takes years to be perfected it. I mean, just to give you an idea, once an NSF is built, it takes about 90 days for the staff that's going to work in it to be trained as to how to be in the building with the active ingredients they're going to be using. That's how hard it is to deal with it. So the rate in which they have produced this, do I trust any lab anywhere just kind of compounding stuff and making it up and sending it to me to my house? I don't know, man. That's a risk you take. You know what I mean? Because you might not be getting the best stuff. So that's a fact. And the flex, shitload of money, man. A lot of money in this stuff. I ain't gonna lie, guys. A lot of money. That's the flex. The flex is there's a lot of money to be made. The fact is we don't know everything about it.
And you get some quick results, short term.
Absolutely. So with that being said, this is going to be cutting off our first episode, of this topic on Flex and Facts, Sculpture Fitness. We'll see you in the next one.
Join us.